Like not girls trying to fuck.
Like I said, they wouldn't be shit without some of these big places.
Guess I can just delete that part of the podcast out. Or leave this whole part in and then just have them see that I wanted it deleted. Then they can just kind of respect it and kind of just get it from a real nigga's perspective. Like, no. I tried to do like a funny Marco interview. Like,
welcome to this podcast.
But yeah, I don't know why people. I don't know why I don't hear myself. Hold on. Microphone check. Yeah, I had to think to myself, just kind of in my head. I guess that's what thinking is, to yourself in your head. But yeah. I would hope that was what I was doing when I was thinking, right? It was to myself and it was in my head. No. Yeah, I don't have to say all of that. People get in your head, push you to do that. It's a lot of things I feel like people got in my head kind of pushing me to do. And I kind of went with it. It's not their fault, per se, but had I known that it was me, like I said last, few episodes. Welcome to the Rondo Show podcast, episode 97. The Rondo Show podcast is here forevermore. I hope you are living up to your full potential, fullest potential, or on your way to it, for that is the best that we can do. The best that I can do, at least. One day at a time, all that good stuff. How you feel, Jordan? You okay? You sure? I need that energy, baby. Hello. Come on. I should have a shirt on this podcast this episode, but I think it kind of looks cool. Give me 5. Right there. This way. I literally have a chair like I'm supposed to have a guest or something. Thank you. I don't have 2 mics. I have 2 mics, but I don't think the mic is really ready for a guest. I don't really think this podcast is ready to be graced with a guest. I think it needs to be more consistent. How about that? I need to find my sound, my image as a podcast. This show, shall I say?
Research.
I can't even hear you.
Oh, I just said research.
The name is official, folks. You heard it. Stick from research itself. The name is research. We're going with that. Rest in peace to the queen. That was kind of distasteful, wasn't it? It was kind of an asshole.
I don't think so.
I was funny. I think I was funny. I'd like to think I was funny.
I mean, I guess a lot of people like her.
But I still don't think that's interesting to even talk about at the beginning of the podcast. Like, that's not going to get the people listening at this beginning.
Yeah.
And that's all I was really making fun at, was that you're famous for being famous. Like, that's why you're famous, because you're famous.
Yeah.
Nobody knows why you're famous. You have no real reason for being famous. You're famous for fame. Kardashian. You're one of those. And it's okay. You know? Yeah, man, it just feels like sometimes when you're podcasting, people expect too much from you, and when you're podcasting, you expect too much from yourself. And just like that, life is a metaphor for, podcasting is a metaphor for life. Because in life, people can get inside your head and make you think that you need to be doing something that you don't need to do, and sometimes you need to take therapy and really hear and say some of that stuff to somebody else and really hear how ridiculous it sounds and how much it's you really concerned about what other people think about you and your fears and all that comes from past trauma and all the ways that that stuff comes up in life today. As she defeats the purpose of sitting in the throne.
It got uncomfortable.
I get it. I understand. I got it. You can say I'm doing something uncomfortable. Ridiculously uncomfortable. Defeating the purpose. We have a whole couch there.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me use your headphones, Jordan. You're a part of the production team officially at this point. said what?
So that's about to be her name, production.
No, that's not gonna be her name. I already gave her name. That's so messed up. Why would you even make that joke?
Research and.
Then also, no, it's not research and production. It's also, she can get a credit. She can get a credit. An official credit on this episode. Even though she deserves credit on all of them. Who else deserves credit on all of the episodes? Me? You? I lived my whole life to get here. This is my life's work we're talking about. I worked my entire life to get here. Hey, copyright claim, miss.
Let me turn it down.
She can play in her room.
Go take it to your bed. Go get in your bed and I'll bring it to you.
Okay? Thank you, Joy. Thank you, production. You're the one that's gonna make that stick. You brought that in. That wasn't even my joke. And if I had made that joke, it would have been a bad joke. It would have been considered a bad joke. And since it's not my joke, it's not a bad joke. We've already talked about this stuff. We already talked about the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy. The hypocrisy. The disrespectfulness. Shout out to everybody who's sticking with us on these streaming thing. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching the streams. Oh my God, y'all still watching them. I appreciate it. Have we been slacking? No? We've been pushing through some stuff.
Yeah. I don't think we were slacking.
It's just sometimes it's like, it's not fun to play sometimes. Everybody's not, I talked about this before, but everybody's not fun to play with every day. And every day the fun people aren't online to play. And then there's other things that aren't fun to do. If everybody's not doing it, then you won't be by yourself playing it. If you need 14 people to play this, or you need 4 people to play this, or you need 8 people to play this, but it's more fun with 10 people. You know what I mean? Just things like that. Until I have like a group of people that I feel like I'm paying to play with me consistently, I will never be able to guarantee like a squad of people to do every mission, any mission with me. Because people have lives, people have schedules too. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to really have somebody that's like kind of committed, and since that you are committed in the way you are. I'm sure I can. For free, you say?
Yeah.
If you're out there, come on over to the Kreatiivez Network. I've already mentioned money though, so how do you like? Guess I can just delete that part of the podcast out.
Yeah.
Or leave this whole part in and then just have them see that I wanted it deleted. Then you can just kind of respect it and kind of just get it from a real nigga's perspective. Like, no.
Yeah.
I tried to do like a funny Marco interview, like ending right there. My nigga accepted a FaceTime call in that interview. He said, "You didn't tell me you had an interview, bro." He said, "No." He said, "You did tell me you had an interview, bro, but excuse me, you didn't tell me you was gonna use my shirt. You gotta tell me before you use my shirt, bro. It's all good if you use my stuff, bro. You just gotta tell me first." This is all on FaceTime during an interview at a very high-end restaurant. It's FaceTime. It's ridiculousness. Just ridiculousness. What do they call it? Debauchery. Who are they? Who am I referring to?
Who are you referring to?
I don't know. People are gonna dissect everything you say these days.
That's what they do.
That's what they do. There they go again.
Them people.
They be like that. That's how they be. Like, who are they is the question. They isn't them, is it? Is they them? Are them they? Are they them?
Sometimes.
Slick. Clever. I'm him sometimes. They gonna take that and flip that. They want that. They gonna frame that perfectly. I really thought I was gonna like meditate this podcast. Like come in and just float.
Yeah.
I just got tired of being the same person, man. I don't like him like that no more. I really don't like him like that. Do you like him? Did you like him? Let's say that, because he's gone.
I did at one point.
You did at one point. No, I don't think that's the same guy, then.
No.
I think once you started to not like him, that's a different guy, right? Or would you consider that the same person? Ooh, that's a very philosophical question.
Could be the same person. You just got to know them a little better.
Oh, you're trying to really pin it on me. So you're saying I have to own my mistakes, and my mistakes have to define me. That is my identity, who I am what I've done wrong in life.
They don't have to define you.
But you just said once you got to know me better, you started to not like me.
Or him. Whoever him is.
Whoever he was.
Yeah.
Ooh, I guess that makes sense. Should I bring her here? Like, what is wrong with her?
She hears our voices. So that's up to you.
Hello, folks. I've taken a substantial amount of edibles, so I'm going to be able to suit myself good. I've suited myself very well for this situation. I've gotten in a very secure space mentally on a good dosage of THC edibles, so that I can relax and ease my mind and kind of decompress and kind of put myself down in a lethargic. In a healthy, lethargic way that isn't gonna have me like wasted, gonna have me like belligerent or violent or irritable or any way that psychoactive, like highly psychoactive, like sativa can have you kind of like paranoid and kind of on the edge and shit. Well, this shit kind of has you like mellowed out and very calm, and it was like melted. So I just instead of taking the piece by piece, like the dosage I'm supposed to take, I just ate the whole thing. About 11 a.m. this morning, just took the whole thing. Piece by piece, just ate it. It tastes disgusting. It tastes just like weed. But it's gone. It's in my system now at this point, so glad I got that behind me. And it does help with her crying, I would say, because it doesn't have it be as such a sharp migraine feeling anymore. It's more like a earthly kind of sound. I was saying how the weed kind of helped with her just crying, helped me cope with it. Come here, my love button, a little love mushroom. What you have for you? You find ways on this show. You find ways. You find ways. It's almost your birthday. What you gonna do for your birthday? Oops. What are you gonna do for your birthday? Tell the people. Tell them. Oh yeah, you gonna get turned up? Oh no, you don't get turned up. You get lit. Huh? Is it lit? Hey. You dropping an album on your birthday? Your debut? Oh yeah, you got that dropping? You don't want to tell anybody? Hey, you can't destroy the set, man. People are listening to this. This is an audio broadcast. Yeah, hit the table at least. Even though that's not good for the audio broadcast. But you can do that too. That's more tolerated. It's called an audio broadcast for a reason, child. People are listening. No. Is it bad that I don't get on this podcast and instantly list off all the people that died this week and say my prayers and condolences to everybody? Is it bad that I don't say that in general for everybody who could have passed away?
No.
It's just certain podcast requirements that people think is like a podcast requirement, and I'm just trying to get the floor clear of what my podcast requirements are. I don't think I have the same ones as everyone else.
Yeah.
I've done this very different than anyone else from the beginning. Anyway. Oh baby. How you feel about podcasting, Faith? Just tell the people. How you feel about podcasting? This whole year you've been alive. How you feel about it? How has it made you feel? What has it done for your life? How has it impacted your life? How has your life changed since your first episode? No comment? You are so violent. You can go with your mom. You can really go in there and play. You're gonna be loud anyway, either way. People need to get used to it on this podcast, huh? Might as well get used to it, huh? You gonna hear kids?
Yeah.
Hey. This is a kid-friendly show. We don't shy away from children. You don't have to leave your children at home while you go to work. Or if you do leave your children at home, work with them. I'm not saying that's how you have to do it. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Boom, 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 boom. This is how we do it. Baby, fake, baby, fake. This is how we do it, baby, fake. Faith. Baby Faith. Baby Faith. Alright, I'm gonna get back to the essence of what this podcast was. What would you say was the best shit about this podcast when you first started listening, seeing it, watching it, tuning in? And I'm trying not to run into, of course, hold on. I'm trying to not bring up you know who, but at the same time, you know, I'm trying not to bring up you know who, but it's like, man, I mean, it was some great moments, it was some great times back then. But that's the other thing. It's like, it's not like I couldn't do it without him. Of course, yes, I couldn't do what we did without us, because it was us. That's what we did. But I'm saying, shit, there's episodes I did by myself where I was just, I don't know, but I don't want to give it away, I guess, because I do want people to watch it and kind of like see for themselves how they feel about those past episodes. But no, for real, it's like, what was the best shit? I think the best shit was me. What was I talking about?
The real race war.
The what?
Race war.
The real race war. Oh, that's when you came in contact with me. You thought that was a lit ass episode. Where I talk about how black people are gonna be like, how is our world or some shit. Yeah, I'm not really trying to talk about that right now. I mean, I want to be more well versed in certain things, but I wasn't necessarily talking about things that I needed to be more well versed about when I first started this. I think the main thing was the main thing was like, you know, like relationships. Ironically, because that's what I was like trying to avoid this whole podcast, was like shy away from relationships, and we always end up talking about relationships, and I always end up giving some profound ass perspective on relationships, or something about relationships, or something that has to do with relationships, because people love talking about relationships, and I'm always in a relationship. But yeah, relationships, spiritual things.
Music a little.
I don't want to talk about music. Music is like news. It's like almost there. Like, and when I say I can talk about music, yes, I have talked about music on this podcast. I do talk about music. That is a part of the essence of this podcast, is music. But not from the perspective of like a pop culture fan reporting on pop culture news and kind of like following tweets, etc., academics, Joe Biden, so forth. I'm more of a, tell you what I'm doing with it, more of a Danny Brown show type, talk about music style. But I do talk about artists I like that I listen to, artists I don't like that I don't listen to. I talk about artists I find and discover as things go on. What else is the essence of this podcast? Is it nature? Yes, nature. That's what we called it at the beginning of the last episode, was the nature pod, right?
I think so.
Yeah, the nature pod. Oh, also, we're like Seinfeld, the podcast about nothing. So that's the number one. That's like the number one topic is nothing. I'm the best at talking about nothing. No. Who's better at talking about nothing than me? That you know of? Maybe you don't know a lot of people who talk about nothing. Or talk. And when I say talking about nothing, I mean like the art of talking about nothing. Not meaning you're talking 24/7 and you have no substance in what you're saying. I mean talking about nothing in a sense where you can talk about talking and it's interesting. You can talk about anything. And you kind of talk it to death.
Just you.
I think it's a compelling trait if you don't know a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
It's a compelling trait for me to, because it makes it hard for me to know how to listen or when to listen. Because people always listen when I talk, so it's like, I know if I open my mouth, you're gonna stop. So
Yeah.
it should be easy for me to listen, you would think, but that's the main thing about podcasting too. You don't think that you have to listen, but you do. It's almost like conversation with someone who's listening to you. I just think it's really weird to know I'm pre-recording something and then talk to people like I'm not talking to myself. Like I'm not talking to anybody like now. You know what I mean? Even if I'm talking to somebody in the future, this isn't me talking to you right now. This is me talking to you in the future. So it's like, it's still weird.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey you, do this, hey yo, on this date I got this going on. Until I'm like really, like I said, if I got like a bunch of fans, bunch of listeners or people that's responding to me, then that's easy to like talk back to these people. If this is the only way they're talking to me. But if I can talk to you back, instant message, direct message, why would I use a video to respond to you?
Yeah.
And then I got the nerve, like, look, my mom's seen episode 33, apparently. I mean, not 33. What's the episode? It's 33 minutes long. Episode 96. And she's talking about something, thank you for the response to, thank you for your response on the podcast. So you know how rappers got rap beef?
Yeah.
So then a rapper would be dissing a rapper, and then another rapper would get on the song, and then he listens to the song, he's like, oh, he dissed you on that song. Did you hear that song? So my mom is like, oh, I heard that last episode. Thank you for your response. Like I responded, like she thinking I got on the podcast to respond to something she said to me in real life. It's not that deep. Trust me. Mom, anything we talk about, I'm not getting on here to talk to you about it. That's not happening. This ain't the space for that. That's the other thing this podcast is about, my family issues, like I say all the time. But I hate to call it like that, like and make it like a stigma, but
Yeah.
my family ain't perfect. I ain't here to act like my family perfect, and I ain't here to act like nothing's going on when something's going on. This shit helped me get through it.
Mm-hmm.
It make it feel like it's not pointless. Like I'm not going through it for no fucking reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm done being angry on this podcast too and like spewing a lot of hatred. I spewed a lot of hatred before I cut my hair. What I realized about having hair, for me at least, was it a lot of it came from wanting to be cool a lot, like kind of too much. It was an obsessive kind of unhealthy need to want to be cool. To where it's like what they say, it's like they say do this, would you do that? They say jump off a bridge, would you jump off a bridge? It's like no, but if I know generally I'm less attractive according to other people without hair, I'm gonna keep myself some hair. Like stay like quote unquote my best self. But is that my best self if it's not for me? Like if for me I'm good 24/7 no matter what, however. Then I need to just be happy 24/7 no matter what, however. I need to stop trying. Like, and that's the other thing. It wasn't bad to have hair, even for me. The problem was the fear of cutting it. Like, the thought of cutting it is like, oh no, like, why are you holding on? So it's like now I have an image that I can't lose that's not real, that is I know is a lie, and now I want to hold on to it to serve me some sort of purpose, to mislead others. It's like I want you to fall for this image of me. That's the other thing too. People don't look too deep when you look good. Like when you look good, you could have just committed a murder and nobody's gonna think you did it. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like through being an asshole, I've learned to like be a nice looking asshole, be gentle, be nice about it. Like be a nice asshole. Like you'll be remembered as the guy who was like an asshole, but at least you was nice about it. It's like, it doesn't work, but it does. Yeah. You know? Yeah, it's just ridiculous when it gets to the point where it's like, I thought I was overthinking this podcast and I got my mom telling me, thank you for the response. Like, why would I respond to you? Like, response? Like, response?
Yeah.
I just don't feel like it's like, you know, how hard is podcasting to understand? I mean, I get it. It's very hard to understand. But at what point do you guys just trust me? Even if we fail, even if I fail, at what point do people just fucking trust me because I'm the one they chose to be in their life? You know what I mean? Like, I'm the one that they chose, you know, to fuck with. So if you chose this to fuck with, then fuck with it. At what point do you just, like, not give a fuck how it turned out? Just fuck with it because I'm fucking with it. Like Baby Faith, like, you see what I'm saying? When they gonna be like you? When they gonna be like you, Baby Faith? Tell me, baby. Life is a gift and a curse, they say. I don't believe that. We're 37 minutes in, and I'm blessed. I'm inching my way to 100. And then once I pass 100, it's like we just start over that new millennium, that new chapter of that new phase. It's like a new beginning. It feels like you're starting over once again. You know me, I love starting shit over.
Yes.
All I do is rearrange shit.
Yes. Absolutely.
I mean, the podcast listeners, viewers should know too, because I've had a different set damn near every episode. I ain't had the same set episode yet, for real, for real. I try my best to keep it the same.
Yeah.
But I also like believe that's another thing that's a part of the essence of the show. It's not having a set, not being stuck in one place, making it happen wherever. Because then that's like telling the story that's happening, not the story that we're contriving or trying to tell 24/7. We're always trying to tell this story from this perspective. We're always trying to come from this point of view. It's like, I don't really care what point of view I'm coming from, when I'm coming from it, because it's what I need at that moment. It's what I'm learning at that moment. If I find something different, if I grow, that's the place I'm at. Like acceptance is a part of the essence of the show too. Accepting just what it is. But yeah, man, I'm bald now, man. I had to do it. I had to get rid of it, man. I had to get rid of everything. Did the face, did the mustache, did the head. What do you think about the baldy? Rate it.
It's not bad.
Not bad. That's not a rating.
A rating? I give it
1 to 10. 10 being, it's fire. One of my best hairstyles.
I give it an
8. 8? It's up there with one of my best hairstyles? What was my best hairstyle to you? Oh, damn. I'm not putting pictures up, folks. Y'all gotta find the pictures. If y'all know, y'all can find those pictures of me and all my hairstyles. But if y'all don't have pictures of me and all my hairstyles, then I just gonna have to take my word for it. Yeah, we got her. She just... Hold on, we're gonna do some ASMR because I'm hungry. I mean, I do it. That's the difference about podcasting with me. I really want to invite people in.
Yeah.
And it's like, that might be a problem to some or for some. You know? I don't think that, I don't think the best thing to do is to lie.
Yeah.
Or to try to create too much. But at the same time, I do want to entertain people. So I'm not trying to not be entertaining, but
Yeah.
folks know I can't do it all. I gotta start where I'm at and move from there. Y'all motherfuckers don't think I can do this shit by myself. That's the other thing. It's like, I don't believe nobody that think I can do this shit by myself. And when I say do this shit by myself, I'm not saying, oh, episode 97, he can't sit here and talk for 2 hours by himself. You know what I mean? And be kind of entertaining for that full time. You know what I mean? Like the whole thing. Like, make it from the beginning of the podcasting life to the end of the podcasting life. I don't think nobody think I can do that. But me. I know you think I can, but when I say people,
Yeah.
but nobody, I mean like
I get
the people who have the most shit to say about the damn podcast. How about that? And that's the other thing I was big on coming in here. Never podcasting about podcasting. Never wanted to do that. But it's fun now. It's cool now. Joe Budden made it cool to pod about podding. Nobody was podding about podding until Joe Budden podded about podding. And it was a bunch of uncool niggas podding about podding, and it sounded just as trash as I thought it would sound if you pod about podding. That's why I didn't want to do it. And Joe Budden did it, and that was cool. Now you gotta do the cool way. You gotta get paid for it. He Patreon'd it. Oh yeah. You wanna hear the tea? You wanna hear the tea? You gonna have to pay. The tea costs money. And it's fair, it should. It's tea. It ain't water. Water's bland. Water should be free for all. Everybody should have access to water. That's what the Rondo Show podcast is water. It's not for you to be full. But I promise you, you're not gonna die. You can survive. You know what I mean? You just gotta have a substance to you, I believe. I don't know. I don't really know the listener of this podcast, like the main target listener. Like if I had to pick a group of people, a type of person, I don't know that person, but I do believe that they have some depth to them. Depth, you know what I mean? Like you have to have some sort of like substance to you. You have to want to see something deeper than the surface level to really like something like this. You know? So if you're out there, tune in. Welcome to the Rondo Show podcast. This is a podcast for you. And if you are a whiskey drinker, Knob Creek might be a great whiskey for you. And my mom particularly has a problem with that. Me suggesting and promoting alcohol. Oh my God, am I promoting them? She said, but you got something where you said the best whiskey ever. See, but it's the other thing. Me saying this right here is why she's gonna say, thanks for the response on the podcast. My thing with this, stop saying, see here's my response. Stop saying dumb shit to me in real life that makes me have to feel like it's podcast worthy. Like it's worthy, it's like it makes me bring it up on here because it's so ridiculous. If it wasn't ridiculous, I wouldn't bring it up. If it wasn't something that I felt like didn't happen to people, that I felt like people, you know, who don't know how weird and crazy and ridiculous my life is and don't know how weird and crazy and ridiculous my mom can be at times and thinks that I'm just crazy and weird and ridiculous for no reason. No, this is where I come from. This is who raised me. Take a peek. Don't judge me. Wait. No, you can judge me. But wait, take this in as well. Get it from the source too. It's not all, what they say? It's not all milk and honey over there. It's not all, you know what I mean? Honey and berries and nuts and berries, and it's not sweet over there all the time. But I'm also not here to pod about other people's lives and other people's drama, other people's problems. I'm her son, so. That's the argument we got into. The story argument. Whose story is whose? Should I tell my story if it's my story? And what's my story if somebody else is involved in my story? Yeah. With the NASCAR P situation, when he left, do I not have the right to pod about him because he's not here anymore? I do. It's not the best taste. It doesn't sound the best. It's not even the best content. It doesn't get the most views. NASCAR P deflecting for 3 minutes straight. Least views clip. It's not a highly viewed clip. It's one of my least viewed clips ever. It's not a great clip. People don't enjoy watching like they enjoy other shit. Even other shit with NASCAR P in it. They don't enjoy that framing like some platforms would. It's like move forward, you know what I mean? That's more interesting than to pod about but for me it just felt like in the beginning I had to tell my story, to introduce the podcast, to do this from the beginning by myself, like I said. Had to tell the story, had to set the stage for the show, had to set a premise. The show, it's my story. It's like the Rondo Show. This is my show. So who am I? Whose life am I showing? Who is on display? Me. It's me. It's about me. That sounds very narcissistic, but it's not a show about me. It wasn't supposed to be a show about me. It's supposed to be a show that I was on. I was supposed to be the host of a show with Arthur Anderson, the Black Elephant Podcast. It was supposed to be us talking about society, politics, the world, science, you know, the shit that we do on the Rondo Show podcast. It became the Rondo Show podcast because Arthur couldn't do it with me. And I had to do it all by myself. So to build credibility, because I don't have 20 years plus in social work, and my father wasn't a fucking astrophysicist and designed shit and worked for NASA, my family isn't involved in NASA currently. You know what I mean? Which is Arthur Anderson, one of my best guests to ever do this podcast to this day. And good friends, brothers. Since I'm not him, I have to tell you why I feel like I'm worthy to tell you this information, to bring this sort of message and this sort of perspective to the world. And I credit myself, and I get very personal also, to get ahead of the fact that I'm sure people might want those things one day. So I give it to you ahead of time. Are you on track so far? Am I making sense? Am I off topic? This is all fire? I give you all of me, essentially. Try to give you the good, juicy, naughty bits. Try to tell you the truth. You know what I mean? And, you know, give you the up until now. So, if up until this point, all that people have is, you know, my mom ain't shit. You know what I mean? My mom, you know, she just left me. You know what I mean? I was abandoned. You know, I had to get it out the mud, did it by myself. Since I was 15, I've been on my own. You know what I mean? I've been through foster care, almost got shot in the head. Like, if I tell you all the darkness of my life, and I don't highlight my mom in any great way, or if I can't say at any time in my story, oh yeah, my mom came through and it just helped me, like it just fixed everything, or she just was there for me this time. It's the fact you don't hear me saying that, but you hear me say a lot of bad things are happening. How do I then address that maybe she is in my life at some point? How do I then come in? Yeah. So say things are mended behind the scenes, but I've never gotten on the podcast and said that everything was all good with me and my mom. Or if I said on here, me and my mom are working on things. What if I said that? That's one thing. Working on things and being at a place where, you know what I mean, everything's all good. It's two different things. I still don't think we're all good. I think we're working on it still. But compared to back then, I think we're all good. You know? So it's like, yeah, so there's some stuff I'm gonna have to address now, just to clear up what I already have said here. Yeah. Don't blame me if you just now watching this shit. You just now tuned in. This is episode 97, bro. Oh, I don't got time to sit here and watch 3 hours. It wasn't that much episodes when it first started. This shit started 2018, 2019. You had time. We started with only 40 minutes an episode. The first episode of this podcast is 15 minutes long. I guarantee the same people who talk and complain about episode 97 being long, episode 76 being 3 hours. Oh, you complaining about Campfire, episode 76 being 3 hours, and it's like, Arthur Anderson talked most of that episode, so it's hard to listen to 3 hours of one person talking a long time. Okay, did you listen to episode 1, where it was only 2 people? And we had music, and it was only 15 fucking minutes? No, you didn't. That's why this podcast don't have no essence, because you can't please nobody. You can't do one thing. I refuse to do one thing so that you can tell me that I ain't shit for that one thing I'm doing. Nah. Then I had to talk to my therapist about it, man. I had to ask her if I made my identity opposition. Yeah, you gotta hold her. That's a whole fanatic. Yeah. You gonna end up back in the room, baby. But did I make my identity, my IP, opposition? Did I make who I am? Did I believe that my identity, that my existence and my purpose was to stand up to negativity? Did I make my identity opposing bad things? Did I make who I am? Did I define myself based on, oh, something's holding me back, so I gotta fight? That's who I am, Mr. Revolutionary. Oh, that's my identity. I stand up for the ones who get shit on. Lord of the sad and lonely, like Kid Cudi. Oh, what I'm gonna do? There's a little bit of that in there. It was a little bit of that in there. I had to get deep, man. I like doing episodes like this where I talk about therapy deep. Like, kind of expose therapy. My personal therapy. But I'll definitely revisit this for now. Leave that on the show. Is there anything going on in this crazy world that you found over the past few days that I need to know about? That I care about, that you think the Rondo Show listeners would give a fuck about? I think it's a lot of shit that they would give a fuck about that I don't give a fuck about. So, you still won't get it from me. I will refer people to podcasts. I'm not scared to do that. I would listen to the Joe Budden podcast if you want to hear what's going on in the news today. If you want to keep up to date with what's popping. 85 South Show. If you tune into all of these typical charting podcasts, you will get what you're looking for if you want to hear the up-to-date shit about everything that's going on with every celebrity. But for me, I'm just tired of talking about celebrities. I mean, I'm not a celebrity, at least not yet. I'm not really trying to be a celebrity. And also, most people I know aren't celebrities. I don't really jive with celebrities that much. Celebrities are pretty cool, but they're not that cool. So for me, it's just like personally, I just like real people. I just like real people. I just want to deal with real people, and as much as I can do that, I'm big on that. So if that's what you want, if that's who you can fuck with, and if you have room in your content consumption and diet to consume content from a real person while you consume celebrities and actors and characters. Fuck with the Rondo Show podcast. Tune in, man. I should have kept this episode pretty shorter. Should I? I was gonna go 2 hours, 3 hours, sitting right here, but I wasn't gonna do that to you. Wasn't gonna do that to you. I wasn't gonna do that to Baby Faith. Wasn't gonna do that to Jordan, aka Production. Shout out to let me see. What have I been listening to? Popics. I think as far as Popics, I got Pierre Bourne's new album. That's what I've been playing. Good movie. It's not one of my favorite albums. It's not one of my favorite albums by Pierre Bourne, but I'm not here to always review every album either. Pop Picks is really me just suggesting shit that I feel like you might not have heard, and also that I think is cool. You know, it's good music to listen to. It's Pierre Bourne, so you know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get some shit that I fuck with, that me and NASCAR P used to talk about all the time. And that's kind of one of the things about losing NASCAR P on your podcast is when Pierre Bourne or Playboy Cardi drops, you miss that after, you know, their drop, that episode after, where you get that big Playboy Cardi sauce house kind of, you know, that nerd talk, you know. But yeah, I've been listening to that. Of course, what else have I been revisiting? What have I been playing other than that?
Except
You know what I haven't been just playing fucking Pierre Bourne. I played Rory this morning. I played Her is the song by Rory, not Her the artist. What else have I been playing? I've got amnesia right now. I don't know why. Maybe it's her screaming. Her screaming like erases my brain.
yeah, but it's only gonna get worse if I go put her away. She still hears.
Huh?
So it's only gonna get worse if I go put her away. She still hears us.
Just put it away for now. I'm about to end this anyway. Anyway, man, Podface. Yeah, you can check out Pierre Bourne's new album. I would check out, if you don't like rap, I would check out oh, that's funny. This group is named Hers. Remember? Yeah. I would check out Hers. And if you don't like Hers, I would check out, give me an R&B artist. Good R&B. You don't need a phone. Come on, you don't need a phone, no. A good R&B artist. Come on, man, you're killing me here.
Oh, it's on my head.
You're killing this podcast. See, this is why you don't come to us for this shit. Go to Joe Buddy for all this shit. Rondo Show podcast is out, man. I was not trying to hit the hour mark, but I did. Yo, I love you. I appreciate you for listening, tuned in. Can you hit this? Yeah, I appreciate you for tuning in. If you're listening on all the platforms, tuning in, listening, thank you. Bye-bye, man.